Did you ever start working on your dream game and quickly realize that your code is looking like this instead of the beautifully architectured, stress-free project that you had in mind? If you can relate, then what you need is a messaging system. Okay, but what's a messaging system? Let's say you have a character controller. As the name suggests, it's where you put the logic of controlling the character. Left arrow moves to the right, spacebar for jumping, you get the idea. Now you realize that it would be good to add some sound effects, and maybe spawn some particles when jumping. No problem, says the naive game dev. I already have an audio manager singleton, I'll just add a reference to an audio clip. Assign it in the inspector, and then I'll just call my audio manager in the jump method to make a sound. Oh, and for the particle, same thing. I reference the particle system in my script and play it directly when jumping. The problem is that by doing that, you secretly turn your character controller script into a character controller audio player particle spawner script. It is now handling not only the character controller but also audio and particle logic. Instead, let's assume that our character controller is just broadcasting a message like player jumped, and that other systems are able to react to it. For instance, our audio manager can subscribe to player jumped and react accordingly. Same for our particle manager. Here we introduced a simple messaging system to decouple our code. In general, the more scripts are responsible for multiple jobs, the more your code will look like spaghetti. This problem is known as separation of concerns. The more each script is responsible for only one job, the easier it will be to work with your project. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Simon. I released a game on Steam called Pale Knight and I worked on a few others. On this channel I do short technical videos about game development. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's see how to implement a simple messaging system. We want to be able to access it from anywhere, so we'll make it a public static class. Let's add a method to publish messages. For now, we'll leave the body empty. We'll come back to it shortly. Okay, but what's a message? Let's keep it simple and make it an enum. As we create new messages, we just add new members to the enum. We also want to be able to subscribe to messages and to react with specific actions. In order to keep track of messages and actions, we'll introduce a dictionary of messages to list of actions. An action in C# is just a reference to a function or method that we want to run at a later time. We use lists of actions because each message could be subscribed to multiple times. For instance, when our player jumped, we played a sound and a particle system. Okay, now it's time to implement our methods. Let's start with subscribe. So when someone wants to subscribe to a message, we check if the message already has a list of actions. And if it does, we just add a new one to the list. If it doesn't, then we just create a new list with our action as the first element. For the publish method, it's just a matter of checking if this message has subscribers, and if it does, we run all corresponding actions from its list. That's it. With this, we have the most minimal messaging system that I can think of, and it is already extremely useful to decouple our code. We now have everything to finish our example of before. In the audio manager, we subscribe to player jumped, and in the character controller, we publish it. With this, we successfully achieved separation of concerns, decoupling our code and making it more modular and more maintainable. Just for completeness, let's add an unsubscribe method. When an object is destroyed, we should always make sure to unsubscribe to everything that was subscribed to. Oh, and if you disabled automatic domain reload in the editor, then you'll want to explicitly reset the dictionary like this. If you don't know what is domain reload in Unity, then don't worry about it. Great, now we know how a messaging system works under the hood. The one we created is functional but very simple. We can improve it quite a bit. Introducing Bulletin. This is my own messaging system that I use in all my projects. Just for fun, I name things in the theme of a newspaper. So messaging is shortened to Bulletin and messages are shortened to issues. I improved it quite a bit over the years and it is now pretty mature, so I decided to open source it along this video. It features a few quality of life like a dashboard that you can use to follow all issues, as well as a few utility mono behaviors like Bulletin Listener that you can use to subscribe to issues directly from your inspector, and even a thread-safe list to make sure you never run into concurrent access problems. It's under MIT license, so you can use it for free in all your projects. So if you want to use it, the link is in the description. A quick note about spaghetti code. There are many ways to deal with spaghetti code, and by no means I want to make it sound like a messaging system is the only one. It is just part of your toolbox. I personally use it along with singletons and scriptable object architecture pattern, or SOAP. And there are even more patterns that can help. It's all about finding the right tool for the right job. So that was a video on messaging system. If you like that, you're gonna love this other video on the way to handle many different builds in Unity. And I promise you, if you work with Unity, that video will change your life. So click over there right now and I'll see you there. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.